guys, and welcome back to Air. So, let's just jump right back in. She jumped off the seawall and ran off. I looked up at the blue sky. Ever since a long time ago. Up there, the girl is having the same dream over and over again. The girl is always alone. She fades away before she has the chance to grow up. She keeps dreaming the same sad dream. It was the usual summer day. In the morning I took a nap on the seawall while getting roasted by the sunlight. Afterwards I went home with MISUZU and ate lunch. After midday I did my act with my puppet. However, the shopping district in the afternoon was deserted. My puppet wasn't moving well either. There were too many things for me to think about, and sunset arrived before I knew it. I kept my puppet in my pocket and stood up. I had a feeling that I had been doing this since ages ago. It was finally time for dinner. I was still thinking. Just one thing. I'll ask MISUZU just one thing. I believe that will give me the answer I need. Wanna go for a walk after dinner? Huh? A walk? Well, only if you feel like going. She put down her chopsticks and looked at me. I'm really surprised that you'd be the one inviting me. MISUZU laughed. Do you think there'll be any fireflies? Cute fireflies with glowing butts. Are you friends with fireflies? She chatted as she walked. I walked slowly after her. Hey, MISUZU, I called her. I want you to try and recall something. Sure, what is it? She turned towards me. Well, on seeing her innocent expression, I found it hard to speak. I looked away. The seawall was in front of me. The open sea laid beyond it. I could hear the sound of the waves. Shall we come to the beach tomorrow? I said something else instead. Really? Her expression changed and she grabbed my wrist. She put her face closer to me. Yeah, I thought maybe it's a good idea. It's a really good idea. Now that I recalled it, she had asked me to go to the beach with her during the first time we met. She looked rather happy. She ran off with a skipping motion. I had given her something to look forward to. In exchange, I wanted her to recall something. Hey, MISUZU, do you have wings in your dreams? I asked her. Wings? MISUZU turned around. You were flying in the air in your dreams, right? Oh, that's right. She appeared to have been unaware of that until now. But I hadn't thought about whether I had wings or not. I see. Never mind. Okay. But why did you ask me that? No, it's nothing special. Yukito-san? Is something on your mind? Yeah. MISUZU'S voice called me back to reality. Let's go to the beach tomorrow. Yup. Now let's go home. Agreed. MISUZU took a deep breath and exhaled. I can't wait for tomorrow to come. She smiled. July 26th. It's my birthday in game. I woke up to silence. The living room of the Kamiya residence looked the same as usual. I heard the chirping of the cicadas and the whirling of the fan. Other than those, there were no other sounds. MISUZU would usually be up by now. I turned over on the tatami mat. My back felt as if there was something heavy hanging off it. I got up, stood on tiptoe, and stretched. I arrived at MISUZU'S room. MISUZU, I'm coming in. I slid open the door and entered. MISUZU had both legs stretched out on the bed as she was massaging them. What happened? They're not recovering. What's wrong? My legs are numb. She watched her own feet with wonder. Maybe you walked too much yesterday. I don't think that's it. They're always like that in the morning these days. This happened to me before, but my legs always recovered quickly. Isn't it just anemia? Maybe. hungry. She massaged her legs again. Did you say something? No. Are you hungry? Breakfast will be in a bit. I think I'll be able to walk after a while. Don't worry about breakfast, just go back to sleep. But I have to go to school. Can I recover in time? Don't force yourself. You see, I'm often late for school, but I've never missed school before. What a good girl. Yup, I'm quite a good girl. So I have to go to school. I see. Your legs will get better. Yep, they'll get better. The clock ticked. MISUZU massaged her legs without saying a word. I could see her agitation mounting. She must have realized the severity of her condition. What do we do? Do you want to go to the clinic? No, it's okay. Let me rest for a bit more. In the end, lesson had started and MISUZU'S legs had not gotten better. Lesson started. Don't worry about that. You're not in the condition to go to school. Yeah, it's too bad. No big deal. Skipping school for one day. Just go to sleep. But your breakfast. I'll grab any food I can find. Don't worry about me. Thanks, I'm glad you said that. She looked down at her chest and said in a worried voice, To be honest, I don't have much of an appetite today. Must be a summer cold. You drank all those weird juices, didn't you? I don't think that's the cause. I'm going now. Keep still and rest. I left the room. I went to the kitchen and drank a glass of water. I sighed. My body felt strangely tired. Ouch! Haruko appeared. My head hurts. Get out of my way! She pushed me to one side. She entered the kitchen, took out a carton of milk from the fridge and started drinking from it. She was still behaving like the same old happy-go-lucky mother. My head hurts like hell. Jeez, it's been a while since I've had a hangover. But I still have to work, I have to support the family, you see. No time for a break. What's up? She turned to face me. Go take a look at MISUZU. What happened to her? She's not feeling well. I know why. She must have eaten something from the ground. When she was small, she mistook some dirty thing she found in the ground for cookie dough and almost ate it. She still lives because I knocked it out of her hand before she could put it in her mouth. That girl's honestly too careless. After having only milk for breakfast, she returned to the living room. Alright, I'm going to sleep until noon. You take care of the rest. At least go see MISUZU for a bit, will you? But my head hurts too much. Two sick people staring at each other, how depressing is that? Besides, why would she be happy to see me now? Your company is enough. Okay, good night. She disappeared down the corridor. What Haruko said bothered me. Your company is enough. I noticed that I was clenching my fists. What am I so mad about? Why am I agitated? I recalled what MISUZU looked like just now. It was only a summer cold. She'd get better with a bit of rest. But a feeling of dread was building inside of me. The branches were swaying outside the latticed window. Beyond that was a patchwork of the blue sky. Summer continued, as if it had been forever summer. No trace of sadness should be found anywhere here. MISUZU sat up and began laying out the cards on her lap. Cards! Cards! Hey, you shouldn't be playing even if you don't have school. Go sleep, okay? I can play the entire day, I'm so happy! Then what's the point of taking the day off? But I don't want to sleep. She stopped gathering the cards. Why not? The dream I had last night was really strange. It's not a dream of the sky? Nope. Her expression changed to one of worry. It was a dream of the sky, but this one was totally different from all the others. MISUZU'S eyes darted as she recalled her dream. The moon was high in the sky and it was bright. I was rising into the sky. My body was in so much pain that I couldn't move, but I still kept climbing. And then heard voices. Voices? The voices of many people. Then I knew what they wanted. Everyone was trying to lock me up. My ears were ringing, my body couldn't rise any further. And then she stopped speaking. It was a dream of the sky that sounded similar to the previous ones, but was different. Even though she was done talking, she still looked worried. She looked as though she could still hear those voices. I don't want to dream anymore. They're just dreams. Don't get so worked up. I put my hand on her head. Okay, I'll stop worrying about it. Right. Go take a good rest. Okay. She nodded and reached for the cards again. Hey. Soon, only the sound of MISUZU laying out cards could be heard. I kept thinking about what I could do. A long time passed. I realized that it had become silent. I looked at MISUZU. She had dozed off with the card still on her lap. Is she dreaming? In the beginning, it was a dream of the sky. MISUZU had noticed that it was a sky full of sadness. Last night, the dream had taken another form. MISUZU had once said that time was going backwards in these dreams. What did it mean if the dream took on a sudden change? What kind of dream will MISUZU have next? MISUZU's head moved. She must have woken up. She looked around and saw me. So I fell asleep. Did you have any dreams? She stared at me with sleepy eyes. No, I didn't. I see. As soon as I answered, MISUZU stretched herself. Okay. She promptly began to collect the cards. Yukito-san, you're free, aren't you? Is something up? Yeah, I want to go to the beach. I see, that's right. I promised to take her there. But can MISUZU go in her current condition? We're going to play on the beach. We'll dig in the sand and run away from the waves. I'm gonna do all those too? It's okay, you can just watch. Nope, it's fine. I promised to play with you. Really? I'm glad. She smiled broadly. I had not seen that smile in a long time. She was most lovable when she smiled like that, without a care in the world. I wanted to see her smile forever. But... Huh? I think we should pick another day. I didn't want MISUZU to overexert herself. Eh? You're not feeling well, aren't you? Let's wait until you get better. More motivation if you have something to look forward to, right? Yeah, you're right. Let's go tomorrow. Yep, you get better quick so that way we can go tomorrow. Okay. MISUZU finally laughed. In the end, MISUZU was in bed all day. Her condition remained unchanged. The house was deathly quiet. If only Haruko were here to liven up the mood. Naturally, nobody made dinner. I asked MISUZU about dinner, but she told me she had no appetite. I had no appetite myself. I spent my time looking for a way to quell the feeling of dread that had taken root in me. Haruko came back after midnight. She was staggering drunk as habit predicted. This woman is hopeless when she's drunk. I finally came to that conclusion. Here, have a present. She had a sushi box in her hand. Let's eat this and drink up. Is MISUZU-chan already asleep? That's too bad. We'll finish this by ourselves. Get the plates out. Eat by yourself. What? You're such a spoiled sport. Join me for sushi, will you? The sushi here is really amazing. I'm not eating. Why do you say that? Food tastes better with company, you know. Let's drink while we eat. Deal? I don't know what would come out of my mouth if I continued to stay here. I had no idea what I would say to this woman. We're gonna stay. Alright, I'm in a good mood today. Tonight's gonna be fun. She held my hand, but I flung her hand away. Hey, you hurt my feelings! Hey, why did you take her in? What? I'm asking you why you adopted MISUZU. Oh, did that girl tell you about us? I didn't take her in. She was pushed onto me. I said I didn't want her. That's why she couldn't ask for your affection? I shouted at her. That girl. She can't possibly want my love. I'm not her real mother. What does that matter? To Misuzu, you've been her only parent since that day. Look at yourself. You are Misuzu's only mother. Ha! Haruko sighed and scratched her head. It's too late to act like a mother now. Just how many years have passed since that day? Too much time has passed, I tell you. How do you expect me to make up for all that lost time? She disappeared into the kitchen. I had nothing more to say to her, so I didn't give chase. Having lost my place, I left the room. The narrow hallway felt strangely empty. I decided to go cool my head. I went to the entranceway and put on my shoes. Taking care not to get noticed, I opened the door softly. The countryside town at night was devoid of people. The night air was warm and stagnant. It even felt cooler inside the house. I walked aimlessly until I reached the coast. Then I kept on walking. This was the place I ended up at. I climbed the stairs of the seawall and threw myself down. I could hear the sound of the waves. A sandy beach sat in front of the sea. The waves broke relentlessly in the shore before they were sank into the sand. I thought about the Kamio residence, that small home in a seaside town. I had traveled with my mother since I was still a child. I had longed for a life in a home surrounded by family. However, only the jaded could be found in this home. Misuzu and Haruko had kept a distance between themselves. They had lived their lives like this thus far. I closed my eyes and listened to the waves. They made an endlessly persistent sound. I listened to my mind. Words surfaced. Wanted to go to the beach. That wasn't Misuzu's voice. It was a familiar voice I had heard when I was a child. That girl told me she wanted to go to the beach, but I wasn't able to take her there. She had so many things she wanted to do, but I couldn't do anything for her. Summer had only just begun. I knew what was to come, but I couldn't do anything. I was the closest person to her, yet I couldn't save her. The voice mouthed each word carefully. The girl will have dreams. In the beginning, she will dream of the sky. The dreams will start going back to the past. Those dreams will eat away at the girl. There were words that I didn't understand, but I listened carefully. I understood that the voice was trying to tell me something important. At first, she will lose her ability to walk. Next, she will experience phantom pain, and then the girl will forget everything. She'll be unable to remember even the person most precious to her. The morning after her final dream, the girl will die. The voice stopped here. It seemed to be holding back the emotions. If a friend becomes close to her, she'll experience pain. That's why she's always alone. The closer the two get, the sicker they'll become. Neither one of them can be saved. So that girl told me to leave her. She was so strong and kind because of that. Yukito, I want you to save her this time. You are the only one who can save her. I came to. I seemed to have dozed off for a while. Was that a dream? That was my mother's voice. I remembered. I had that conversation with my mother before. But when was that? I could not recall. It was a long time in the past, but it felt like it only happened recently. The girl will have dreams. In the beginning, she will dream of the sky. The dreams will start going back to the past. Then I recalled that Misuzu had said the same thing. She said that time in her dream was going backwards. She could tell by the air's movement and the smell. That was like she was talking about Misuzu. Just when I was pondering with my befuddled mind, something in my head cracked and split open. More words came. Those dreams will eat away at the girl. At first, she will lose her ability to walk. That happened to Misuzu. She said her legs were numb. Suppose that my mother was talking about Misuzu. Then the next thing that would happen Next, she will experience phantom pain, and then the girl will forget everything. She'll be unable to remember even the person most precious to her. The morning after her final dream, the girl will die. But this is all the time that I have for this episode, guys. I'm sorry to leave it at such a cliffhanger, but thank you all for watching, and if you liked it, please give it a big thumbs up down below. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye!